Hi, my name is Alison Cordova, and in this video we are going to talk about total physical response and how we are going to use it, this methodology. First, we are going to start with the purpose of total physical response. And what is the purpose of this methodology? It's to create a brain connection between speech and movements or actions. So after knowing this, we are going to focus in the physical movements that we realize in a classroom, in how we are going to teach this methodology with the students, just by using the physical movements. We select this topic, action verbs. In case that you didn't know what are action verbs, here we have the concept. Action verbs, also called dynamic verbs, express either a physical or mental action rather than a state. An action verb explains what the subject of the sentence is doing or has done. Look at these examples. Here we have lean, sit, hit, crawl, climb, carry, fly, swing, punch, and kick. In this methodology, it is really important to use some visual aids in case that we didn't want to use another resources like Google Translator, your dictionary. No. Here we are going to focus in the visual aids, but mostly in the physical moments that we are going to realize. I know that probably you didn't know about what is the concept or the meaning of these action verbs, and probably just by looking the pictures you are going to see, oh, lean is this, sit is this, hit is this, and so on. So we select some sentences. I want you to imagine that you have a group of students that they didn't have any experience with English. They didn't know anything about this language, English, and you are going to start to teach that language. One of the methodologies that we are going to use in this case is, for example, look at this sentence. Danny swims in the Hibua River. Probably your students, they didn't know what is the meaning of this sentence. They didn't know anything about the language and what we are going to do in this case. When we are reading a sentence and when we want to increase the vocabulary of your students, we are going to do this. We are going to read like this. Danny, and you can select the name of your student, a student that you have, in order to call their attention. Danny swims in the Hibua River. When your teacher did this action, you are going to start to think about, oh, swims probably is nadar in Spanish. And your student is going to associate this word swims to nadar in Spanish. So, thanks to the repetition, when you read this sentence, you are going to invite your students to repeat this sentence. And they are going to start to think about of the probably concept or the meaning of this sentence. So here we have the picture of the sentence. And then we have another example. Raúl writes a letter to her mother. Raúl writes a letter to her mother. And you are going to invite your students to repeat the sentence, and they are going to acquire more vocabulary to their brain. Remember that it is really necessary to put images or to make action. In this case, we select the action verbs of a sentence in order to be understandable for our future students. My sister cries with the vaccines, but what is the meaning of cries? Cries, this is the action of cries. Your students are going to think about, oh, cries. It is something like llorar in Spanish. And your students are going to associate and are going to feel that it is not necessary to use in all the cases Google Translator or dictionary. Then we have another example. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. Imagine how much time these koalas sleep. Oh my God. So another example that we have is when we use this methodology is for giving instructions. Probably when you read these giving instructions, you didn't associate it with anything, but it is something that we really use in a class, in all English class. For example, we have stand up. I know that if you have that experience to be in an English class, always the teacher tells you, okay guys, stand up. And you stand up without knowing what is exactly the meaning, but when your teacher doing something like that, okay guys, stand up, you realize and you say, oh, I have to stand up to my seat. Then another one that we have is sit down. You sit down, and another one that it is really common is open the book. Or probably when the teacher said, okay guys, open the book in page number 22. Open the book of page 22. I know that it is something really familiar for you. Then we have another games that we can use in order to implement this methodology. Here we have Simon Says. Look at this picture. This girl is riding a bike. For example, in the game we are going to say, okay, Simon says ride a bike. Simon says ride a bike slowly, ride a bike quickly. Another example, Simon says hop like a frog. In hop, we are not going to use the common action verb jump. We are going to say the hop like a frog, and it is the same. We are going to try to say the same thing. And another one is, Simon says, it is time to go to sleep. So that is the way that we are going to use our TPR methodology. Another one is storytelling. How we are going to use storytelling. In this, we are going to select the name of our students in order to count their attention. In this case, we select Henry. Henry likes a girl. Remember that it is really important in the way that we are going to read the things, the voice projection that we are going to share with our students, and in the words that we are going to emphasize in order to be understandable for our students, and it depends of the topic that we would like to share with our students. For example, the girl's name is Lucy. Who is Lucy? Probably is going to be a student of your group, of your class. So Henry wants to buy Lucy a present. What does he want to buy her? It can be a puppy, a flower, or a necklace. Henry goes to the store and he sees a big orange necklace. But what is the problem? Does he buy it? No. What is the reason? He does not buy it. It is too big and it is too orange. Probably Henry didn't like this necklace. So you can see how important it is to emphasize in the words that you would like to express the action of the verb, or in the characteristics that you didn't like, that probably Henry didn't like that kind of necklace. So the voice projection, the expression of our face, it is really important in order to be understandable for our students, and in order to be and to emphasize in what kind of words we have to pay attention. So this is all for my topic. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for all. Goodbye.